Blueprint of Your Soul, I chose that name and it had a specific reason for choosing that name because, of course, we have our own blueprint, our own essence of who we are. So the name is perfect for the title and for this way of being in understanding oneself on a soul level. So, and we are very unique. We vibrate differently. We are all, you can go in a room and think, oh yeah, I get their vibe. Or you go in a room and go, oh no, I didn't like their vibe. And it's all about that. That's what the reason why I went down that title, because it meant something. Are people aware that they're affected by past life? The answer to that is no, they're not. They're really not. I mean, you'll find that a lot of people don't even believe in past lives. You know the saying, life's too short, you've only got one life. People say it all the time, don't they? And it could well be that is their first incarnation, but it's very rare. They are affected by past lives. The answer to that is yes. So a typical session with Akashic Records is a lot simpler than hypnotherapy, actually, because you just there. I've already gone into your records. They've already agreed to be spoken with, and you go through this short meditation. There's no visualization, and I go in the records, and I will then present you with what I see. Always resonates. It always resonates with the client. And then you're free to ask me questions. And I go into the records and the guides will give me the answers that you require for that moment. Now, they might be different to what you expected, but it's what you need. It's the first step. It's the first layer, the onion peel that you need. And then the session is relatively short, an hour, and you'll find the shift. It's very simple. I mean, don't get me wrong. You do go externally to reach out to think, why is this happening? And you try to find answers and you go round and round in circles. But in the end, it's like within the stillness of what's it all about. And then it's led me to go on to train as an Akashic record reader. Akashic record? What the hell is that? What are you talking about? Is this a different language? And it's not. Basically, it is the library of your soul. Go into the Akashic records and there's little libraries that you can get out, like you go to the library books. Oh, that one needs dealing with today. And so it records every single thing of your human existence. The reason someone would reach out to me is they've reached a point in their life. It's like a crossroad. Where do I go? They've tried everything. They've tried probably, the standard psychiatrists, counsellors, whatever, and it's not going anywhere. So they reach to alternatives, and that's obviously their soul calling, because your soul actually leads. So the Akashic Records is one octave higher than hypnotherapy. Now, hypnotherapy has its place. I mean, the NHS now use it, of course, for lots of things. Stop smoking, anxiety, lots of things. Of course, it has its place. But sometimes people can't go deep. They can't imagine. So the therapist has to rely on the person in front of them to be able to go deep enough into the subconscious and extract that information. And then the therapist guides them. Now, if you're not able to do that, it makes it, a bit of a challenge for the therapist. Then you'd need quite a few sessions. Where the Akashic Record's different is that the therapist is able, with your permission, your soul has to give permission. If your soul says, sorry, no entry, then I'm afraid it's no entry. It's that simple. So what happens is, once you give permission, so I obtain your details, your full name, your date of birth, etc. If you had any other names, like if you were adopted and your names have changed, that kind of thing. And then I would go into the records to see if your soul gives me permission to go in. Once I've got the green light, yep, you're good to go. Then the one-to-one sessions occurs quite seamlessly. So I take you through a meditation, but it's quite a simple one. You haven't got to visualize anything. You've just got to relax. And then what I do is go away and do a prayer and open up your records and let you know when they're open. So once your records are open and I've got all the guides around me, in this sort of setting and modality, you do have to have done quite a lot of work on yourself. So quite a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work of yourself. I mean, I've spent the best part of 30 years doing inner work, shadow work. You know I was here, I reincarnated to break all my ancestral chains from linear going right back. That is what I'm here for. And to break the codes, to bring new codes. I've come with codes on this earth for that purpose. The therapist would then I'd get a download and give you a message. And then actually, you're free to ask me what you like. So if you've got something pending, to begin with, I know nothing about you or about your issue or anything. So I'm guided by the guides, those who want to come through and help you resolve why you're sat here in front of me today. Well, what's the reason? And it could be many reasons. You know, you think, I've come to a crossroads. I have no idea where I'm going, who I am, or what day it is. And just lately, with all the planetary events, all that's happening, and the upgrade of Mother Earth, because there's been a lot of upgrade of Mother Earth, a lot of souls are finding and asking questions, and they've reached a stage in their life where they think, where am I placed on this earth? What's it all about? And the Akashic Records can help with that, because it could be a present day thing, but more than likely a past life. So say they are forever seemingly failing in everything they do. So they have failed relationships, failed work, everything. And they think, why is it? I really try really hard and I don't seem to really be getting anywhere. Why is that? That is a past life issue, because in previous lives, you have not thought enough about yourself. So you attract people that try to remind you of who you are. But instead of that, you just overgive and believe down in your core being that you're not enough. It's really that simple. It can seem complicated, but it's really that simple. And in previous life, now in a past life, there's got to be, there would have been lots of probably things that have gone on. Betrayal, lots of things, lots of brutal things that they used to do. Now, what happens is all our wisdom we bring with us, but we also bring our trauma. So, and you think, well, really, do we? Well, actually, yeah, because what happens is the energy of that trauma is recorded in your body. Your body is a memory bank of what happened. You'll find that sometime in your life, there'll be something or someone, it's usually someone, that triggers that. And you think, what's caused that? And you go into this loop and you recognise a pattern. And then you think, actually, there's more to this. And that's when people reach out to me, because they find, well, where do I go from here? So the Akashic Records can reveal if you had a past trauma, if there was other things, did you have a really bad childhood? Like in a previous life, I know a lot of people didn't have food in those days, but if there was like real deep cruelty in those days of starvation on purpose or whatever, that energy brings back. And you might find that you're an obsessive eater and you don't know why you're an obsessive eater. And it's probably a trauma from before. And that then affects you in this life, because, others are probably making innuendos. Oh, you eat a lot. Why do you eat a lot? And all those things that stop you going forward. So the Akashic Records actually is a library of knowledge about you. Also, the Akashic Records can look right deep to who you are at essence. Are you a starseed? Where are you from? Are you from other galactic beings? And what is your mission? What codes are you bringing in? So, and what I do is, so say we come across something, then I ask the beings to help us release that. The Lord of Times, or the ancestors, or the archangels, the right archangels, to help break that and release that energy. And the feedback I get is that once they've done that, they go, wow, it's as if like nothing happened, but something happened. I'm thinking, how can that be? Because it's invisible. But that's where frequency is the key. It's quantum, and you have to actually believe it, because everything is energy. We are energy. So it makes sense that the two souls, like if somebody's chosen me to do a reading, their soul has found me, and my soul has found them, that they need my assistance. We are a frequency match. And it is all about that. So that's the Akashic record. And I tend to, when a client comes along, I can combine it. Sometimes people say, I just want a Reiki session. But immediately I'll pick up something and I'll say, I think it would benefit you if we go into the records to see what's actually deeper than that. And then come out of the records and then do some Reiki healing to like smooth the pathway. So there can be a combination, really, because not everything fits perfectly as per the script. How can it? We're all different. So yeah, that's Akashic Records in a nutshell. How do people book in for session? You can get me at quantum8911@outlook.com. That's my email address. Or on my website, you can read all about me, which is www.blueprintofyoursoul.com. Or, of course, my telephone number, 07 980 572 963. I am doing some spiritual fairs later on in the year. They are out of this area, but one is in Crewe, at the Crewe Alex, in July the 19th. So, yes, just get in touch with me and we can discuss the best way forward.